My dear friends, surrender is a strength, not a weakness. This is a truth that may challenge everything we have been taught. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe that we must push, strive, and control in order to achieve peace, success, or security. We are told to be strong, to figure things out, and to never show signs of helplessness. But in truth, there is immense power in laying down the burden of control and saying, I trust that this is being handled by something greater than me. In that moment of surrender, we do not collapse. We rise. We rise into a new energy, a new frequency, one that is aligned with the rhythm of divine intelligence. Surrender is not about passivity. It is about conscious release. It is not the absence of action, but the presence of trust. When you have done all that you can do, when you have spoken your truth, taken aligned steps, and still find yourself in worry, then the most powerful step you can take next is to let go. Let go of the outcome. Let go of the timing. Let go of the need to control every detail. Because the moment we truly release, we allow a wiser, higher intelligence to take over. A force that knows the total picture, that sees the tapestry of your life from beginning to end, and that always has your highest good in mind. In those moments when fear grips you, when uncertainty surrounds you, and when your mind begins to loop through 1,000 what-ifs, pause and breathe. Place your hand on your heart and say, I release this to God. I release this with love. I choose peace. You may not see an instant shift in your outer circumstances, but something powerful begins to happen within you. Your nervous system softens. Your heart opens. Your breath deepens. You begin to feel the subtle but sure embrace of divine reassurance. And this is no small thing, because peace, inner peace, is the soil in which solutions can grow. It is from this space of surrender that new insights come, that hidden pathways reveal themselves, and that grace begins to unfold in ways you couldn't have imagined. You see, trying to control every outcome is exhausting. It drains the soul and clutters the mind. It creates tension in the body and worry in the heart. But surrender creates spaciousness. It gives room for life to surprise you. It opens a door for serendipity, healing, and divine timing to walk in. You don't have to know how everything will work out. You don't have to hold everything together. That is not your job. Your job is to stay aligned with love, to stay present, to take care of your inner world, to trust that the universe is always working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. There is great courage in surrender. It means releasing ego and choosing to live from your soul. It means letting go of struggle and choosing to believe that you are supported, that you are held, and that you are not alone. So many of us have been taught that strength means never needing help, never leaning on anyone, never asking for guidance. But the deepest form of strength is knowing when to say, I surrender this. I can no longer carry it alone. I choose to let God handle it. And in that sacred moment, you enter a new realm, a place where miracles happen, where burdens lift, and where the unseen forces of love begin to move on your behalf. You are not abandoning responsibility when you surrender. You are honoring your spiritual truth. You are affirming that there is something wiser and more loving than your fear-based mind, and that truth, once embraced, can transform your entire life. It can bring clarity to confusion, calm to chaos, and healing to heartache. All you must do is take that quiet step within and declare, I let go. I let love in. I let God handle it. This practice is not a one-time event. It is a daily invitation, a sacred ritual of release. Each time you surrender, you grow stronger in faith. Each time you choose trust over tension, you build a bridge between your human experience and your divine essence. And little by little, you realize that letting go doesn't weaken you. It empowers you. It connects you with the infinite love and wisdom that has always been guiding you, waiting patiently for you to open your hands and say, "Here, I no longer need to carry this alone. Let it go, let it be. Let God handle it. You are safe to surrender now." The illusion of control causes suffering. It is not because we are weak, but because we have been taught to depend on our logic alone. We have been raised in a world that celebrates certainty, strategy, and precision, but often overlooks the sacred power of trust. Control appears comforting at first. It gives us the false sense that we can prevent disappointment, predict every outcome, and avoid pain. But the more we try to micromanage life, the more we cut ourselves off from the natural flow of grace. What we call control is often fear wearing a clever disguise. Fear tells us, if you don't hold on tightly, something will go wrong. Fear whispers, you can't trust others, and you certainly can't trust the unknown. And so we begin to grasp and cling. We try to control how others see us. We try to manage what they think. We try to plan every detail of our future. We avoid discomfort at all costs because somewhere deep down we've learned that uncertainty is dangerous. But the truth is, real freedom lies on the other side of surrender. The more we try to force and manipulate, the more anxious, exhausted, and disconnected we become. Life becomes a series of strategies instead of a dance of presence. When we believe we must control everything, we place an impossible burden upon ourselves. We think it is our responsibility to fix everyone, solve every problem, know every answer, and make sure nothing ever goes wrong. But that belief is rooted in fear, not truth. And it is fear that makes us suffer, not the situation itself. The constant mental effort to maintain control becomes a prison made of what-ifs, of tension in the body, of overthinking, and of self-blame when things don't go our way. It is heavy, it is unsustainable, and it is not love. There is a better way, a gentler way, one that invites us to loosen our grip, to exhale, and to say, I am not in control of everything, and that's okay. We must remember that we were never meant to carry the whole weight of the world on our shoulders. We were not created to be the master of every outcome. We were created to feel, to grow, to trust, and to co-create with something far more intelligent than the conscious mind can comprehend. When we try to run the entire show, we miss the beauty of being guided. We miss the subtle signs, the nudges of intuition, the perfectly timed coincidences that only show up when we are present and open. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing peace over pressure. It means replacing fear with faith. It means acknowledging that our limited perception is just one part of a much bigger picture, and that the rest is being beautifully managed by something loving and wise. The need for control diminishes as trust increases. The more we trust that things are unfolding in the right way, even if they look messy on the surface, the more peace we feel in our hearts. Affirm to yourself often, I no longer need to control everything. I trust the divine plan. I am safe to let go. These words are not just phrases. They are keys that unlock the door to a more spacious, supported life. Each time you speak them, you are training your mind to soften. You are retraining your nervous system to relax. And you are teaching your heart that it is okay to live with uncertainty, because love is present even in the unknown. This is the path of healing. This is the path of real empowerment, not through domination of life, but through harmony with it. The more you release your grip, the more you notice life begins to hold you. Situations resolve without your effort. Answers arrive without forcing. People show up at the perfect moment. Synchronicities unfold. And you begin to realize you were never alone. You were never doing it all by yourself. You simply forgot to trust. So, choose now to remember. Remember that trying to control every detail is not your job. Your only job is to stay in alignment with love, with presence, and with trust. From that place, life will meet you, support you, and lift you. The suffering begins to fade, not when everything is figured out, but when you allow yourself to let go. Let go of control. Let go of fear. Let God handle it. Affirming trust invites peace. In a world that often feels loud, fast, and filled with uncertainty, our words can become anchors. They can root us in a space of calm, even when chaos surrounds us. Every time we speak, we are not only describing our reality, we are shaping it. The way we speak to ourselves becomes the atmosphere in which our thoughts, emotions, and experiences grow. And so, when we choose to affirm trust, we are planting seeds of peace, even in the hardest soil. There is great power in simply saying, I trust. These two words, though small, carry the vibration of release, of faith, of alignment with divine intelligence. When we speak them with presence, they begin to soften the mind's grip on worry. They whisper to the nervous system, it is safe to relax now, and slowly, gently, the body responds. The heart rate settles, the breath deepens, the energy within begins to shift from tension to ease. This is the miracle of conscious affirmation. It is not forced. It is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing peace even in the unknown. It is a declaration that says, even if I don't understand what's happening right now, I choose to believe it's working for my highest good. Affirmations are not magic spells. They are invitations. They invite your subconscious mind to consider a new possibility. They open a door to a different way of being. When repeated with love and patience, affirmations rewire old thought patterns. They help dissolve the habitual beliefs rooted in fear, lack, and control. Instead, they build new mental pathways grounded in trust, openness, and divine timing. And the more we travel those new paths, the more natural they begin to feel. You might begin your day by simply placing your hands over your heart and saying, I trust the timing of my life. I trust the unfolding. I trust that everything is being worked out for me. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, speak it anyway. Your body hears you. Your energy shifts in response. And over time, these words become more than sounds. They become your truth. Peace becomes less of a fleeting feeling and more of a steady presence that walks with you. When we affirm trust, we are not trying to manipulate reality. We are aligning with a deeper rhythm, the natural, divine rhythm of life itself. Everything in nature trusts. The flower doesn't stress about when it will bloom. The ocean doesn't try to control the tide. There is a sacred intelligence flowing through all of life, and it flows through you too. When you speak affirmations of trust, You attune yourself to that intelligence. You begin to flow with life rather than fight against it. There will be days when doubt visits. Days when fear rises like a wave. That's okay. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're human. And in those moments, affirmations become lifelines. You don't have to feel completely fearless to choose trust. You just have to be willing to speak truth to fear, willing to say, even though I'm scared, I trust this is unfolding for me. I let go, and I let God. These words do not erase the difficulty, but they bring light into the dark corners of your heart. They create space for grace to enter. The peace you seek is not something outside of you. It lives within you, waiting for permission to rise. Each time you affirm trust, you give it that permission. You open the door a little wider. You remind yourself that peace is not dependent on perfect circumstances. It is born from connection with the divine, and that connection is always available, in every breath, in every moment. Speak with kindness. Speak with faith. Speak as if the universe is listening, because it is. Every time you say, I trust, you are releasing fear and returning home to the quiet strength within. A strength that doesn't need all the answers to rest in peace. A strength that knows. I don't have to figure everything out. I just need to stay open, stay loving, and let God handle it. Healing happens in stillness. In our fast-paced world, we are often taught to chase, to fix, to strive. We believe that if we're not doing something, we're falling behind. But healing, true healing, does not come from effort alone. It comes from quiet, from presence, from allowing. There is a sacred power that rises when we simply stop, breathe, and listen. In the stillness, we create space for the soul to speak, for the body to relax, and for the divine to move gently through us. When we are constantly busy, when our minds are racing from one worry to the next, we become disconnected from ourselves. We begin to live from the neck up, lost in thought, tangled in doubt, driven by fear. And yet, underneath all that noise, our inner wisdom waits patiently. It does not fight for our attention. It simply waits softly, lovingly, for the moment we slow down enough to hear it. That wisdom knows exactly what we need. It knows how to bring us back into balance. But it speaks in a language that can only be heard in stillness. Stillness is not inactivity. It is not passivity. Stillness is powerful presence. It is the moment when we stop reacting and start receiving. When we stop pushing and start allowing. In stillness, we remember that we are not just minds filled with problems. We are souls filled with light. We reconnect to our breath. We reconnect to our body. We reconnect to the divine. And in that reconnection, healing begins. Many of us are afraid of stillness because it feels unfamiliar. We're used to doing. We believe that the more we do, the more control we have. But control is not the same as healing. Healing requires surrender, and surrender requires space. When we give ourselves permission to pause, we send a message to our entire being. You are safe. You don't have to fight right now. You can just be, and in that moment our nervous system calms, our heart rate slows, our breath deepens. Our mind, once frantic, begins to soften. This is where true transformation begins, not in the noise, but in the silence, not in the effort, but in the ease. It is in the spaces between the doing that the divine can finally get through. In those quiet spaces, we feel the gentle reassurance that we are not alone. We sense that something greater is holding us, something loving, something wise. and we remember that we don't have to carry everything on our own. Stillness allows us to observe rather than react, to witness our emotions without becoming them, to see our thoughts without believing every one. It creates a sacred pause between the trigger and the response, between fear and faith. And in that pause we find choice. We can choose a new way, a kinder way, a more peaceful way. But we can only access that choice when we're still enough to see it. Create moments of stillness in your day, even if just for a few minutes. Sit in silence. Place your hands on your heart. Close your eyes and listen, not to the outside world, but to the quiet hum of your own inner truth. Say gently to yourself, I am here. I am safe. I am loved. Allow yourself to do nothing. Let the silence do the work. Let peace find you, not because you chased it, but because you finally stopped running. Healing doesn't need to be forced. It unfolds naturally when we create the conditions for it to emerge. Just like a wound needs air to breathe and space to mend, your soul needs stillness to realign. When you enter that space, you become receptive to the energy of love. And love is the ultimate healer. In stillness, we remember who we really are, not broken, not behind, not lost, but whole, sacred, and deeply guided. We don't need to have all the answers. We don't need to fix everything. We simply need to be still, to trust, and to allow the divine to meet us right where we are. It is safe to stop. It is safe to be. It is safe to let God handle what you cannot. Let the quiet cradle you. Let the stillness nourish you. Let healing rise in the spaces where you once tried to force your way forward. You are not falling behind. You are aligning. You are softening into grace. Let it happen. Let yourself be held.